Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have been having a fantastic weekend so far, because we are having a fantastic match coming right up. In fact, it's going to be quite a legendary one. Got myths, legends, United States, fighting for this spot at the bracket against none other than the unstoppable menace that is South Korea, who's gone through many Mania World Cups undefeated. I am Davey, joined by my friend Juan Cristal here. How's it going?
Hello. I'm doing fine. I'm very excited. It is also night for me, but not as bad as those people on the Europe continent. It's like 8 p.m. over here, so pretty chill. And pretty excited, really. US-Korea has always been a match I'm very excited to see. But this year in particular, I think it has never been as close as this. Like, I seriously don't remember a single instance where US and Korea were this close at all. So it's going to be a very, very interesting match to watch for everyone. And honestly, I don't know who's going to win at all. I have no idea.
Same, actually. Both of these teams are really equal, and what's made worse is the fact that the map pool is in general really unpredictable, and it's also really focused as well and has lots of variety. And I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities for both United States and South Korea to just make plays happen, I think. And yeah, it's like 1 a.m. for me, but I am excited for this match enough to be awake. That's how...
I have been in that spot before. I definitely get you.
Yeah, you just really want to see this happen and be part of it.
Oh, the teams are reversed, actually.
Interesting.
Seems like Stupid Man, Unholy, and Tough Daddy are now playing for South Korea, while Saras and Gio are playing for the United States.
I always knew they were lying about the nationality. I had a feeling about it somehow. But at least the truth is now out here. I guess we're just going with warm-ups. I'm not sure what the warm-ups are. But yeah, I think we're just resetting it so that names are right this time around. So just hang tight for the match to start. In general, what do you think that United States is going to pick? Like, what are they good at this level in general?
Well, I'm honestly not really sure. I imagine the strategy here by the United States is just go for SVs, go for long nose, try to counter Korea with the anti-meta stuff. Although I can definitely see Korea performing somewhat well on those. They have Big Hot Fury, which is an amazing long node player, like one of the best long node players in the world. I believe he got third on the long node tournament that was hosted not so long ago, actually. Maybe it finished like a month or two ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 months ago by now that it finished. So it was pretty recent, and it was like pretty much out of nowhere. He became... I was so surprised to see just that name suddenly come up and do so well on everything long notes. Oh no, this is very tight in versus. Oh, that's cool.
Really are. But like I was saying, I wouldn't be surprised if the US just goes for the long nose stuff and the SVs early on. They have the advantage on SVs pretty clearly, I think. I'm not gonna say it's like 100% free win for the United States when it comes to SVs, because I don't think Korea is any bad at SVs whatsoever. But they have to fight against very formidable forces here. Gekido and Tough Daddy are very good SV players. Stupid Man definitely trained a lot as well for this one. So I wouldn't be surprised those three just outright destroying either Galvanize or Anomaly. They probably also have experience from previous tournaments with those maps, so I wouldn't be surprised they're going for those. And of course, the long note department, US is a really solid long note team. I'll argue the second best longest team remaining in the tournament, only second to the mighty Brazil. And they seem to have their lineup as well. They have Unholy, they have Top Daddy, and they have Stupid Man. Those are probably going to be the 3 long note players for all of the long note maps here. But then on the other hand, we have Korea, who has shown extremely good accuracy and very good potency with the Rise picks. They even took a Rise point or 2 against Japan on the semi-finals. And now we're on the finals. It's probably just going to be even better for them. Korea is well known to be a team that scales really well with difficulty.
Yeah, because they have players like Kalka, I think. I'm not sure if he's playing, but he's definitely one of the best, just all-rounded players right now in this tournament. And also his just skill cap in general is it's a bit like Mukas, and that it does not exist. He can just improve and improve. There's no limit to his ability.
There's no ceiling to capabilities at all, as you say. Kalka is an extremely fast player. He's not very well versed when it comes to like SVs or long notes overall, at least not as much as the other Koreans. But Kalka is an extremely fast player. Alongside Transcendence and probably Yeo, I think will be the main 3. Well, actually Seros as well could be. Well, between those 4 players, you just have an extremely solid and consistent options for any Rise pick in the pool. Kalka is probably mostly going to be there for the most extreme ones.
And I actually have been pretty impressed by Kalka's accuracy and long note play overall, much more than I had originally anticipated. When I spectated a few games here and there, because from what I remember, he did get pretty good scores on like earlier maps. I'm not really sure about how well he does at the higher end, but I don't think it's going to be too difficult for him, like for long notes in general. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. As we currently are staring at Ghost, which is the warm-up I believe picked by the United States. This was actually the tiebreaker for. When was that? It was 2018, I think. I think it was 2018 tiebreaker for the finals, obviously. Yeah. It was a point where we also saw Korea and the United States facing each other. That was like a very good year for Korea overall. They had Wonder, if I recall correctly, who pretty much carried the Korean team.
Yeah, like I was going to say, this map, I was not familiar actually that it was the tiebreaker on 2018. I was mostly familiar with like the 2019 map pool, but yeah, I was going to say that this looks very tiebreaker-ish because of how many different skills that are incorporated into one map. You got SVs, you got inverses, you got technical elements, you got speed, you got tech, you got it all. You got the entire package. And that is going to be it, I think.
Yeah, we're approaching the end. Overall, better accuracies for the United States if you match them 1-on-1, except for Unholy here, who is on the V rank, unfortunately. But it is just a warm-up. It's actually, I believe, a bit harder than the tiebreaker. Well, not a bit, but quite significantly harder than the tiebreaker we have for this finals stages on 2020. And it's also a lot more hybrid. Like it has a lot more SV elements, a lot more long notes. So it's overall more complete as a tiebreaker. But if you don't have the practice on it, it's also very hard to score. It's very hard to sight read a map like this.
I'm assuming that was somehow a sight read round, but either way, how do you think that the map pools have, like, is this finals map pool easier or harder than previous years? I think it looks a bit easier from what I remember.
It depends. Depends on where you look at, I think. SV wise, absolutely, it is way easier than last year. It has been on pretty much every single pool, but probably for good reason. At least I believe it is for good reason. And the long notes, I'll argue, are around the same, maybe slightly harder than last year, at least on the finals, that is. And in general, in most of the pools, it has been harder than last year, other than maybe group stage. And
Yeah.
for Rise in particular, I'll say it's about the same difficulty as last year. Perhaps some of the picks feel a little bit harder, but mostly on the raw speed department, really. Like, pattern-wise, the maps are not all that much more difficult than previous years. It's just that they are in very high BPMs, so you kind of need the raw physical capabilities to play this pool. If you have those, then the patterning in general won't be that much of an issue on some of the maps.
I also think that these pools have been a bit more tech in general. We see more odd snappings, we see lots of strange patterns, especially on semifinals, I think, was particularly like tech heavy. We were talking at least about that, how I remember April having a bit of a chat with April about just the pool on the semifinals, about how it was very focused on the technical aspects. Also, I wonder why this shot is 7.1. This is bad.
Oh, it's saying something. What did it say? I was not paying attention.
What?
It was a telegraphed thing. Like, it was actually a phrase or a word, and I was not paying attention. I was reading the Discord chat, and I completely missed it.
I have no idea what.
Chirality.
Chirality. It was some.
This doesn't sound like chirality, though.
Yeah, this is not chirality.
Like, I'm pretty sure I do know this song. This is not the song that I remember.
It's some Nana era things. I have. Like, it changed midway somehow, and it just had this big vibrate section. This is a very weird map.
We just got evaded.
Yeah, you were expecting Camellia, but really you got Nanahera. But you know, they also do remixes together constantly, so not like that matters anyways.
Oh, nice rolls.
Very nice rolls.
Oh my god.
This map is the definition of spikes. Just one section is so chill, and then the next just annihilates you. And I think that's going to be it. So do you have any expectations for bans?
Oh, we're back to chirality. I remember some bits about the bans here. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Korea just banning Galvanize here, but they could also ban Anomaly. I'm not sure. I really do not have any information about any scores of any of these two teams, but I wouldn't be surprised if the US just bans one of the Rise picks and Korea bans one of the SV maps in the pool right here. Like, it wouldn't really surprise me. Like, Edison maybe would be a ban for the United States. Perhaps they ban, I don't know. I will say Master Arbitrator, but I don't really think so. And then Korea just probably gonna ban Galvanize. Worst case, they could also just ban Anomaly, or they could also take the option of going forward with a dance number instead. It seems like the US is actually losing the role, so they will be banning first here. 17 against 46.
Yes, and in general, there's been a lot of bans on endurance picks, such as A and Zero Arbitrator. So that might be a ban, I'm not particularly sure, but It's been banned a lot, and SVs too. In general, this MVC has not been banned almost at all, which is pretty good, I gotta say, because that's usually what you always want to ban. We also might see South Korea ban one of the more technical, heavy hybrid maps like 21 Pilots Heathens, because that one might be just really chokeable in general.
I could see that, but I don't know. I really think Korea doesn't really have the room to leave open all the long note picks and all the SV picks. Like, I cannot see them banning a hybrid instead of those. But perhaps you are right. Maybe they could ban. I don't know if Heathens would make much sense, but they could ban the other hybrid, like one of the other two hybrids. That is maybe, like you said, break. The one by Mifa that I cannot read because I cannot read backwards.
I'll try. What was it again? Break. Okay. Big band.
They're gonna be banning Edison. There it is. The United States, that is, as expected. Okay. No big surprise.
Yeah, that is probably one of the most just physically straining maps in the pool.
Oh, they're banning dance number.
Dance
okay.
Number. Okay.
They're leaving both SVs open.
Yeah. I was also expecting dance number to be banned because, again, they might not have the strongest third player for these high-end long note picks, and dance number is certainly pretty tricky. And when you are versing against some of the best technical long note players in the world, like Unholy and Toph, you really, I think that is a good ban actually. It just depends on how confident they are on the SVs. I'm not sure if they have the firepower necessary, but it's not particularly difficult anyways. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I actually like this ban from Korea, dance number. Like, if I had to pick one of the long note maps to knock out of the pool here, if I were Korean, it would be that one in particular. Definitely the harder one in terms of physical capabilities. Unholy is well known for being very good at those kind of maps, and Toph and Stupid Man are just gonna do their thing as well, being really good at it. So no surprise there with the ban, other than just not going for SVs maybe. And their first pick actually instantly going for Korjaks here.
This is South Korea's pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is South Korea's pick.
Yeah, this is probably one of the more safer picks because I'm not particularly sure if a lot of these players will be able
Honestly,
to.
I don't know if this is that good of a pick, like that safe of a pick. I will argue yes, it is a good pick for Korea. They are forcing Toph Daddy out, although he's probably not going to be playing much of the Rise anyways at this point. But Lil Richie and Stupid Man are really good Korjak players. It mostly will come down to Cell's capability to combo through this, who is also a really good Korjak player, don't get me wrong. And Korjak's again a map that is very hard to choke, like very easy to choke rather, and it's only a minute and a half, so misses will be very, very big on this. If we see a triple full combo from any team, this is pretty much a game over. Oh, and that's a miss actually by Stupid Man right on the combo cap. Worst place to miss.
No. Yep. That is going to hurt a lot because, as you said, this map is really short, and right at the very heavy short section, both Cell and Stupid Man misses, and the rest of Korea is holding really strong. Actually, I was expecting them to do pretty well. Yeah, Transcendence does drop that. It's not going to be terribly a lot. And of course, Calcay doing Calcay things.
Oh my god.
Doing so well.
Joel as well, they're both destroying this chart. Calcay rushing a little bit over there, getting a couple 200s, but this is just way too tricky for the United States. It seems like I was mistaken They are choking quite a lot on this. Stupid Man particularly
Yeah.
holding a 98.38 here. Very low accuracy compared to everybody else. Not quite as low compared to Transcendence, but then you have a full combos by Kalkai and Geo, who just gonna carry the Korean team into the first victory here. First map for them, only 3 200s each, Kalkai and Geo. And really good ratios as well.
Yeah, Lyle Roichi actually got the FC2. So, but yeah, in general, I was not entirely sure that United States had a physical peak capable of doing that map just consistently. And they're going to pick Galvanize. Which map was this again? I don't really remember this one. Oh yeah, it was SV pick, I think. Was it?
This is the SV memo of the pool, and apparently... Nice card, client. I don't know how it does it. Like, the client just sometimes glitches the cards and puts something completely random, and every single time it just makes sense. I don't know how.
Oh,
and this time it's just... Wow.
It's going to be a fence gen map, and fence gen is a standard mapper. Oh yeah, very... That is pretty good. We're going to see a bit of standard being played here, maybe?
I mean, if I were a player here, I would definitely rather play a standard map than this. This is really tricky. Galvanize is the SV memo pick of the pool, and it's extremely hard to get down consistently. Not only properly, but consistently. That is the main issue with Galvanize. The middle section with the long anchors and the long nose is just absurdly difficult to hit. And with the tournament setup, with all the nerfs, it just gets harder and harder. And although I believe the US definitely has what it takes to do really well on this, we have been surprised by Korea's SVs in the past. This
indeed
might not be an exception, so we'll have to see. Very long SV pick though, so if the US can stay consistent, they have the advantage when it comes to accuracy, they have the advantage when it comes to SVs overall, so they should have this, but we have to wait and see if they can actually confirm this assumption.
Actually, those are pretty good, just accuracy right at the get-go from United States. Is going a bit flickery here. Yeah, in general, I don't know quite what to say about this shot. It's just...
Well, so far it's working fairly well for both teams. A little bit of an accuracy drop for South Korea compared to the United States, but not by that much, really. It's only Transcendence and their composition who have hit a couple 200s, and there is another one by the composition.
Yeah,
on the side of the United States, however, Toph is just destroying this chart as expected. Gekito actually drops on that land a little bit as well, putting things a little bit closer. So is Jeo on that speed up on the trills. Right now, the advantage is on the United States, but again, not by much. There's a miss as well by Gekito, but a huge drop by the composition as well.
Oh,
the
no.
composition just got destroyed by that section. Look at his accuracy on the 98s now, even lower, 97 now.
That's actually working out in the favor, because in the United States' favor, like that miss didn't really mean a lot score difference-wise, because the accuracy drop from the composition, as you mentioned, it's not going to be enough for just the point difference to be in favor. And he dropped too. This is looking pretty
right before the calm section as well. He completely mistimed those triples. The US just running away with this lead now, but they still have the hardest map of the map remaining, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, anything can happen, honestly. This map is just really strange in general. Look at those thriller elements.
Here we go, though. This is the part. Gekito actually gets lost, but Transcendence and Jeo both dropping their combos and accuracies, and Stupidman and Toph just holding it. And thanks to that, the United States takes no hits whatsoever. They're gonna keep this lead, even extend it to some degree as well.
Yeah, I think that is definitely going to be really good for United States. They're going to have to choke really hard for South Korea to be able to have a chance at this point. The score difference is just too much for South Korea to overcome right now,
Section
unfortunately.
is also tricky, but nobody's dropping the US. Quite the contrary, South Korea is just getting obliterated by these releases and these timings in general. The US is just having a huge lead now, about like 80,000 points, if not a little bit better. The accuracies are just so good, superior in every single way. Like Toph is just on a 99.70. That's just
how
ridiculous.
does he do that? How? Like, I wouldn't even be able to get on 99.7 if this was just without.
SV-less.
It was SV-less. It is. He's playing it like it is. No SV version. He's that good at SVs. And that is going to be the ending with a pretty big score difference in general. No way that South Korea will take this one. It's all over.
Yeah, there's no chance here. Like something crazy like a disconnection has to happen here, and I don't see that. The United States just destroying this chart as a team, double full combo on a map like this is very, very impressive. Gekid is actually struggling a little bit on this very ending, but his accuracy is still ridiculously good as well for the amount of misses he had. Almost on the 99, way better than any of the other Koreans. And that's all day row, that's galvanized, and United States just takes it. 9-200s, and look at the ratio, that's what blows my mind. How do you get almost a 10-1 ratio on galvanized? 991k Toph.
How do you get it in SVs in general? Like, look at the entire lobby. Is like how in Gekida too. It does also really well ratio-wise. This is
that was just huge. Like,
so good.
I don't think we will ever see anything remotely close to this. Not by Japan. I will assume that
Brazil
they're the team that could get closest. And yeah, Brazil neither. Like that team score is just absurdly good. Like I cannot stress it enough. It is incredible. I was not expecting any map in general to be able to get on like a 990k or plus, and Toph just gets the most inconvenient one, galvanized, and he managed to get it anyway. That's just ridiculous.
Ridiculous does not begin to describe what we just witnessed.
Yeah, and Korea's just answering really quickly here with this Nomia, or at least it does look like it. They're gonna go for the 1.1 version of this Nomia by Krevel. Again, very speedy pick here, very technical as well.
Yeah, so the name of the game for South Korea is general go for all of the speedy rise picks. And United States, as you mentioned, is going for the anti-meta and going for the long-nosed SVs, the hybrids. Yeah, so in general, this was one of the reasons I was really looking forward to this match, because it's there. How do I say this? United States is really, really good on one skill set that South Korea is not, and South Korea is really, really good on one skill set that United States lack.
Yeah, they kind of counter each other in some ways. Their strengths play to their opponent's weaknesses, is I think what you're trying to say here.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, this is the map I think that is key for the United States. This Nomia 1.1, I think it is right on the edge where Toph can still perform fairly well, which means that his accuracy is going to be a bit of a benefit for the United States. Like, it will help them greatly here. It will help their chances to actually take this point. And I think this is one of the very few Rise picks where the United States has actually chance to break. And they really need that. They don't want a tiebreaker against Korea. It really favors Rise players.
Oh, Transcendence.
From Transcendence. And Kalkai as well.
Kalkai too. No. And it's right at the 400 combo mark, so United States are running away with quite a large point margin.
Yeah, but this is a very long map. Mistakes will happen, absolutely, by both teams. Even though the accuracies are very good for the United States, there's also a miss now from Superman. Their score lead is not as huge. The map is very long, but there's one miss in favor of the United States, and the accuracies for Korea are not bad either. Both players that have missed have better accuracies than Superman, who is the only miss on the United States. Little Richie has been performing extremely well this tournament, and he has to do extremely well on this map if they want to have a chance.
Indeed, he's pretty much destroying this shot. 99.7, while all the other players are hovering around 99.4 to 99.6.
A couple of injuries to hunters there by Toph on the long no parents. Don't miss there. Oh man,
no.
dropping the ball.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. But it is just halfway. South Korea does still have a chance of a comeback.
Oh, Toph Daddy drops.
Toph misses. Yeah, that's just a couple of more misses, and the scores might tip in favor of South Korea. They just have to.
Yeah, but actually consider this: the accuracies on the United States are not looking all too bad. I wasn't expecting them to hold this strongly in terms of accuracy. I was expecting maybe more misses. But even Superman, who's the one who had the most amount of misses here in the United States, it's outperforming both Transcendence and Kalka in terms of score here. And though Toph is dropping once more, and that will give some chance to Korea to recover, the accuracy is going to be in favor of the United States. It doesn't really matter as long as they are like 2 more misses from the United States, it should be fine.
Yeah, but like the name of the game here is just staying consistent.
Yeah, but the stamina is starting to hit the players. I think Superman in particular, he's spreading his hit concentration a little bit, but Kalka traced the miss.
It's a trade. It's going to be a trade, and it's still in favor of the United States.
Drop
South Korea is taking the lead. They might have a chance there. This is intense. This is getting really intense.
Little Richie's combo is really what's the only chance remaining for the United States here, but I don't think they have enough time. What's remaining on the map is not really all that tricky. Korea has just stole this at the very end. So long as they don't have a very random choke at this ending, and even then, there's not enough notes really for them to lose this lead already, although it's quite small, and the accuracies are overall slightly in favor of the United States, I'll argue. Or even ever so slightly. It's not gonna be enough, as the misses from Superman were a bit too much.
I think it's just the Transcendence. Just he did miss right at the beginning, but since then he has done really well, and that's 3,700 points of difference. That score from Toph is also ridiculous. Only for those misses, he couldn't get like a 987. That was really close, actually. Like, you don't see a lot of 3,000 point differences on the final stages, because it's just going to be a lot of misses, and misses just impacts your score so much that
it is really hard to just be consistent at this level. That's the main issue. Like in group stage, round 16, quarterfinals, maybe even semi-finals, you could have like a standard deviation, right, on your scores. Like you could maybe do, okay, my PB is 993k, but in a bad day I will get like maybe a 987. Here the problem is on finals, as the pool gets so much harder, maybe your PB is around 985, 990k, but you have a not so good run and you're gonna miss. And if you miss a couple times, maybe spread out throughout the map, that 98 is quickly gonna be turning into a 970 or maybe 960 in some cases as well. So it's very hard to see two teams just being very close in general, because it would require both teams to just have equal days, and that's just not something we are used to see. But in this particular map, it ended up happening.
And we are going to go with Anomaly. It's going to be United States pick. I'm expecting some good plays again from Toph Daddy. He's doing really well for himself, I think, so far. And in general...
This lineup is weird, though, from the US. No Stupid Man for this pick. Is it gonna be...
Yeah,
it's gonna be Little Richie playing this?
Is this going to be their pick? Because I don't remember Little Richie being an SV player. And might see them change, I'm not sure. So this map in general, it's really long, It's not too difficult, like the patterns are not as tricky as Galvanize, but it's just really consistency heavy, I think. And SV patterns too, not as difficult, but still just they're going to throw off you a lot.
Yeah, the SVs are intrusive enough for you to drop, but it's mostly the actual physical capabilities that you are required to present to this map. Like, you have some mini jacks, some of the patterns are actually quite difficult to play without SVs even, and with the SVs on top, it just gets extremely hectic very quickly.
That is true, and wait, what? Okay? So Lil Richie is playing, interestingly. Has he played like SV pick before in this WC?
I don't think so. He has always been like Superman, Gekido, and Toad Daddy, so I'm a bit surprised that this is the case. Actually, he's dropping very early on that denser transition with the long note. That is no good news. It's actually the first miss he saw in this match.
Indeed, that one miss is going to hurt, but luckily for him, it was very early on. This map is also long, and it's also, as you said, it's pretty tricky at some parts, which means that yeah, we might find, we might just see.
Another drop of Little Richie over there. That is Stove. Oh my god, Stove as well. Stove right there. He finds a miss, and actually quite a big accuracy drop. Geo traced the miss here with Il Richie.
In general, though, Tofdaddy's accuracy is actually really good, and it's actually
another drop on the long notes.
No.
That is no good news. His accuracy is still really good, but Korea's just gonna take such a big lead here, just some misses alone.
Yeah, but
they also actually carrying here with this full combo. Like, he drops now, and the lead goes rocketly fast towards the United States here. A couple 200s there as well. This section is really hard to get down, but no drops whatsoever.
No.
Jimmy drops.
No.
The composition drops.
This might be enough. This might be enough to swing the scores in favor.
It definitely is. Just need a couple more notes here, and he should flip. But it's gonna be so close regardless. Look at that! It's literally on the edge.
It is just flicking now, and it looks to be in favor now of the United States at this halfway point, as we're taking a bit of a breather with a bit of free act, I guess.
I wouldn't call this free act, but more like racking section. I will be really like shaking on that part, knowing that, especially if I'm Gekido, I'm FCing. Maybe if I have enough time to check the scores of my team and see they are not, I will be like, oh no.
I would not check the scores during a match. Like, I made that.
More long section here though.
Yeah, this is the hybrid part.
No drops, no actually.
Oh no, Jewel actually finds a drop, and that is going to swing in favor. I mean, it was Gekido already in favor.
He's as well being dropped by him, but he still holds the combo.
Yep, in general, I've noticed that the accuracy, the SV accuracy from South Korea has not been all that great. They did perform really consistent just early on. It's just that Toph, it's
when you're competing against the United States, it's a hard task.
Yeah. And
this is from Toph are not going to matter at all too much, as his accuracy is very, very high, and the map is almost over. This lead seems like impossible for Korea to recover at this point. It should be a win for the United States, but this mini jack section is quite tricky, and Toad Daddy is actually dropping just a single no, not accuracy. So not too bad for them. I believe they have to be careful though. A single miss might not be enough, but two will definitely do it for Korea.
Yep. So,
Gekito drops. He was lowest accuracy as well.
It's just one more miss.
Sarah's also dropped. That was a big trade for the United States. That could have been very dangerous had it not been a drop by Sarah's, and Joel dropping on the very last release as well. It's still the United States taking this one, but maybe not as comfortable as they were hoping for. That miss from Gekito at the very end definitely was a bit spooky, but holding that combo for that long definitely was enough for the United States to just take this in the vax. Very good score again by Toph Daddy, other than the misses. And Lil Richie actually doing really well himself as well. Like, those misses definitely hurt his core, but his accuracy is very good.
It is certainly really good. Meanwhile, we got the composition doing an FC on it, but his accuracy was lacking. So if his accuracy would have been better, I think that might have been just a shot for South Korea to take that one, to take that breakpoint. And we're going towards Tornado, another really physically demanding map. And
oh boy, this is like the mixed chart of the pool. This is like a very hard to call big map, I'll say overall. I think this favors Korea a little bit better than what Dysnomia was favoring them. Mostly due to the fact that Cell is going to be playing instead of Toph, which is what I was expecting anyways. Not saying that Cell is not good enough to play this, I'm just saying that the accuracy from Cell in terms of ratio is going to be lower than Toph, which, if he is playing instead of Toph, that means I will expect him to maybe get a 960k, 970k perhaps on this. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Korea just having one, maybe two full combos and just overall superior ratios than the United States. And that's going to give him a buffer. That's going to give them a good buffer so they can work maybe a miss or a couple 200 drops. And I believe it's going to be enough for South Korea to just win out of normal play. Like, they don't have to really focus too much on out 200ing, maybe having a better perfect accuracy than usual. They have to just try to avoid misses as much as possible and not care too much about the accuracy. Their natural ratio is just better for charts like this, and as long as they combo, they will win this.
Yeah, in general, this map, it's also pretty long, so misses are going to be common. I'm not really sure about how well South Korea is going to perform on this, but knowing their performances so far, I do think that you have a point. Cell is swapping in for Toph purely because he has a higher likelihood of seeing this, but as you said, his ratio is not at Toph's level. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky situation for United States. Will they actually be able to take this one, or will this be all South Korea's? And as we start, KalK having almost a 99.9% and is having really good accuracy so far. Probably the best in the lobby, followed closely behind by Stupid Man. And yeah, it seems like South Korea so far are doing really well on this. So we are in a pretty calm section that's going to quickly be picking up into a bit of jacks, mini jacks.
Yeah, this mini jacks could be very easy to choke for both teams. But so far, both teams are actually holding their ground fairly well here. Lowest accuracy is 99.6, and KalK is actually the first one to drop. He was only the better score, but consistency issues for Korea. They lose the lead, but not by much, as the accuracies are overall still better than the United States here. But not by much.
Yeah.
Superman actually tricks it.
Lil Richie and Stupid Man finding two misses almost at the same time, and Stupid Man misses again, which means that South Korea has some really clear shots here.
Cell also drops there. KalK! Oh, KalK got just lost!
No, KalK, what are you doing? No.
He just got dunked by that section of the chart, but so was the United States in some way. Cell and Lil Richie actually dropping quite a lot of misses as well, but
yeah, this is
enough for them.
So miss heavy. I have not seen, like in a regular match, so many misses shining up together from pretty much every side.
Yeah, Kalka just at that point was like completely lost. He has to be thankful here that Little Richie and Cell found so many consecutive misses as well. They are like having this issue not being able to reach the combo cap at any point. But now with the mace by Joel as well, they might have an opportunity here. They have half of the map left, and Kalka is actually dropping on this fast section, traded by Cell again, who still struggles to keep himself on the combo cap and into the break now.
We are at the break now. It's a halfway point, a bit of free act, but it is really intense because pretty much any miss can decide what team will win this. In general, Transcendence is doing really well, being the only one holding an FC in this lobby so far, and earlier Joe.
Honestly, I'm mostly shocked by Joe here. His accuracy is ridiculous, even with those misses. 99.67 on this chart.
Yeah, he only got one miss too.
It's just absolutely crazy. He's hitting some 200s eventually now, but his concentration is quite centered. His stamina is starting to drop slightly at this ending, and Kalka is actually going to drop as well. I was going to mention that his accuracy was a bit centered compared to the other ones. His accuracy was holding better throughout the time, but he's now missing 2 times in a row. That might give some room for the United States here as we enter the last quarter. The last bit of chorus left. Stupid Man dropping so many 200s here, but no misses. As the lead is shrinking with time, they're gonna need more than just Kalka dropping here. They need a miss from Transcendence. Maybe a bit of a choke here from Geo will help them as well. But there isn't much time. Superman actually is gonna be the one who drops, and that's not good for the United States. There's a drop by Transcendence. That's the last full combo gone, but Cell is also trading.
Yep. Unfortunately, that miss from both Lewis and
trades.
Yeah.
It is over, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely over. It's just a bit of shot left, and this part is not particularly tricky compared to the rest. It's just a bit of outro. And yeah, just really amazing performances from
everyone here. Really.
Everyone, yeah.
Really want to see GL score here though when it's done. 982k with, I think over 2, maybe 3 misses even. 2 misses, 100 and 11 200. 11 200s on Tornado. It's just ridiculous. Kalka as well with a very good ratio and very good 200s, but it's just that one section he got like 19 misses, all pretty much on the same spot. Maybe not the 19, but at least 12 or 10 were on the same spot. Transcendence just doing really well as well himself with an almost full combo, just a single miss, and better 200 counter. Literally everybody in the United States. Korea has just been doing better than the United States for this, and this is what I meant. They just needed to focus on comboing as much as they possibly can. The accuracies, their natural accuracy is just going to be better than the United States.
Indeed, you see those ratios from South Korea. They do really well on ratioing incredibly dense stuff. So indeed, you were pretty much right that they just had to focus on not finding too many misses. Unluckily for Kalkai, most of the misses that he got was centered around one location, which didn't impact his score quite enough as it would have been otherwise. And they're going for 21 pilots.
Okay, heavens.
Oh, do you pronounce it heavens or heathens? I have no idea.
I don't know either. I say heavens, but it's maybe heathens. I really do not know.
It sounds like heaven.
Yeah, I'm honestly a bit surprised about this pick, even though it's the more long-oriented hybrid in the pool. I believe if they wanted to go for longness, they should have just went for the actual long-no picks instead of this. Because what's going to happen here is Onhal is going to play this. That's fair enough. Toph is probably going to be playing this. Fair enough. I would expect Stupid Man to be playing this, but it seems that they're going to go for Lil Richie instead, who has shown weaknesses on the LN department. And Korea's hybrid players in general, even though they are better on Rise than they are on Longnose, they can probably put the composition, and it should be probably fine. Like, composition is a very good combo player. And honestly, just slightly surprised that we're not seeing B-Hop Fury here instead of maybe Saros.
I was going to mention him. Where is Fury? Be Fury? Like, is he? Is taking? I don't know. Maybe he's taking a nap or something. He doesn't want to play or whatever.
It's pretty early on the Korean country, so perhaps it is the case that he's maybe not warm enough or something like that. I will also argue that, I don't know, about this pick again, I want to get back to this. I believe the better pick here would have been Gekido's long note chart, like, how was it called again? The Flame of the Rebellion, I think it is.
Lancelot, yeah.
I think that was just, if they wanted to go for something more long note oriented, that was probably the better choice, because right here you kind of give the opportunity to Korea to, like, just do well on this because of the technicality this map has compared to Lancelot and specifically, which is just, can you read very dense long note patterns? And I think the US can, and Korea is maybe not as well versed. They will have to get B-Hop Fury, and probably their third player would not be as good as Lancelot that they would be on this Heathens maps. In fact, if I were then, I would have gone for Psyhate instead, if they wanted to go for a hybrid. Maybe even this Memphis map, the one that has some SVs as well, could have been good.
I do think that the United States mostly picked Heathens because it is... like, I've noticed that a lot of the players are very well versed in the United States in getting good accuracy out of very tricky releases, like really weird releases, because and I think they're banking on the fact that Toph and Unholy ratios alone will be the difference maker here.
I mean, this is, in all fairness, this is like the kind of map that Unholy is going to be doing really well on. Like, this and Dance Number are probably their two strongest picks for him. But again, I think the US should have to play on their strengths, where they have like Superman on the field, who just has overall a better accuracy than Unholy under normal circumstances. But then again, Superman has not been very consistent today, so perhaps they're going for this approach instead to maybe knock this pick out of the way, give Superman some time to get back into his own like groove. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, in general, I do think that they... I mean, I did expect the United States to pick this, but I did not expect them to pick them this early on, because this is pretty risky for them. It's not as risky as some of their other potential picks, but yeah.
The thing is, I'm mostly basing myself on Oftuscade, who has played last weekend, and US didn't really do all too well, and Brazil just destroyed them, and now Holy actually had a huge drop there in terms of accuracy. He's now down to 98.45. Totally is actually missing as well. Yo's gonna trick this, and so is Cephas. But the accuracy is still very big. Yeah, but the accuracy is in favor of Korea by a lot, mostly due to that choke by Unholy in terms of accuracy as well, not only on combo. And he's also dropping once more here. Down to 97.
I think that it might be tournament nerves here, because I know this player, he's really good, and I've like seen him around, you know.
Kake's also dropping dangerously low in terms of accuracy, but Unholy is so much behind compared to everybody else here that is really a big issue for the United States here, that they have such a lower hand in terms of accuracy here. Because Korea could choke this ending, but it's not gonna matter all too much, as there's not enough time really, and the accuracy is just way in favor of them. That just big huge drop by Unholy might be the only reason here why the United States is losing. Like, the combo drop didn't really matter all too much. It was the accuracy really that hurt him the most. And even though they got a bit close at the end with that miss from Saros, it was always Korea here. They take this one, and it's the first break point of the match, 4-2 for them. Really good score by Lil Richie, actually. I was not paying much attention to him, but that's a crazy score by him. Even as a Malongo player, that's just ridiculous.
He actually got less 200s than Toph, who I thought was going to annihilate this shot. really good performance. Alright, they are immediately subbing out Unholy. I think he's just feeling really bad right now. I'm suspecting that at least, because seeing him perform that way leads me to believe tournament nerves.
It is tournament nerves indeed, and it is kind of unfortunate and a bit sad in some ways because he was doing really well. It's just that one section that completely caught him off guard, and that's the issue. This is the problem with this type of hybrids. Those are hybrids that if you mess up once, you're gonna drop a lot. Somewhat similar to Lancelot in some degrees, but then Lancelot is more long no oriented, so if you're like a non-long no player, it's easy to recover. In a map like this, it's very hard to recover. If you miss at the intro of a long tech pattern with those really awkward releases, you're just gonna get lost, and big lost. That's what happened with Unholy. Just on that part, the rest he did really well. And now Korea is just gonna capitalize out of that breakpoint. They're on 4-2 on the lead, and they will try their best with side hate. So they're gonna go straight with another hybrid here. Honestly, I don't like this pick by Korea at all. So perhaps we will see a double breakpoint here.
That would be. I would. Be expected. But maybe they'll sub in Fury here if they are going with Fury at all this time around. I'm not really sure. Fury's not been present at all, which is worrying me. Okay, so from what I remember of this map is it's another pretty mixed hybrid.
It's a mixed hybrid, but arguably I think this is the easiest map of the entire pool, so I'm very surprised that Korea is going for this instead for something more physically demanding. Like, if they really wanted to go for a hybrid, they could have gone for, like, I don't know, Violent Arcade, perhaps, or I don't know, like
there was
map,
one, or just that one.
I would just pick a arbitrator, honestly, if I were Korea here, but if they really wanted to go for a hybrid, this is probably not the one I would have gone at all, in any way.
That's probably what I wouldn't do. Maybe if they were feeling confident on this map, I would not pick it immediately against the United States, because they would be very formidable on this one. So I would probably just simply wait and just play your ace card. Like, they're on a break point right now. You would want to go with your safest bets instead of these really risky ones.
You seeing Transcendence here instead of Seros? Okay, this is just getting weirder than weirder. What is going on with this? Yeah, I mean, sure, I get Kalkai, although I have my doubts about Kalkai and Longnose in general, and even though this map doesn't really have that many Longnose, the very little amount of Longnose it has are kind of tricky for Rice players, which is again why I think this favors the United States, and it's also overall easier than most of the other picks in the pool, if not all of them. So why not have Seros, who has been really good at accuracy, instead of Transcendence? I just don't get this pick at all. We'll have to see. Korea can prove me wrong on this.
Anything can.
Little Richie. Something happened with Little Richie.
Little Richie just disconnected. Were they banking on that? Because that is not good at all. Like, now this will. I don't know if there's any chance of United States coming back from that mess up.
That's a big one. Yep, it's gonna be very hard for them to recover from this.
No, like, this map is also really short. It's just 2 minutes, and
Kalk is gonna drop though.
Okay.
I don't think there is any chance here for the United States. That drop in the intro was just like insanely huge. Like,
yeah,
Richie has been in the rest of the chart he has played, and he's on a 94%. Like, it is that low. Top that is actually strong quite a lot here in this section. But so is Transcendence, who drops the combo there. But again, it's not gonna matter. It won't matter at all because of this issue with Little Richie at the intro. Transcendence is dropping once again, and Yeah, that's it doesn't matter. Anything that happens here doesn't matter at all.
I really think we should have restarted that match after that hiccup. It seemed to me like he disconnected or something.
For me, it looked like he had the hands on the wrong layout more than anything, because he was hitting the first two columns and not the others. So that has to be it. Fresenius again dropping, and this is again so sad. Kalke as well. Like, the United States would have easily won this.
Yeah, this would have actually been this, because Kalke and Transcendence, as he said, both struggling. And you hate to see this happen. This is
jaw dropping at the end, but oh my god, I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah,
that is 44,000 point lead for Korea, and 58 misses from Lil Richie on the intro. That's literally everything. Like, had he not done that, he full comboed the rest of the chart. It would have been a win for the United States, but it was not meant to be. Korea takes their own point. Honestly, in what has probably been one of the worst picks they could have made, but they got away with it anyway.
Yeah, just by pure luck, almost, because that would have definitely been theirs. So what would the United States pick now? They're against 5 points, and South Korea just has to win 2 more to secure a win.
The worst part about it is that it was probably going to be the next pick from the United States. I will bet that this map was going to be United States pick right now.
Yeah, I think they just has to go with Lancelot, just something that is very comfortable for them, in order to get a save point and maybe just get a brief or something, because it seems like they're looking really shaky, really uncertain, and yeah, not in a good state right now. Get it. And I think that South Korea would be going for something like the Zero Arbitrator next, because that is also pretty physically demanding, or maybe Nifa's map Break Big Band. And actually, United States is going for that instead. Interesting. Not sure about this pick, because I thought that South Korea would pick that. Alright. From what I remember, it was a hybrid, was it? Are you there, Juan?
Oh, I am here, yes.
What was this map again? Was a hybrid?
This is the hybrid, yeah, this is a hybrid. It's a hybrid with some tricky SVs as well, and overall very difficult map.
Yeah, I don't quite remember this, because I kind of, when I was watching the map pool showcase, I was like too tired by then that I kind of skipped that map, so I don't remember much of it. And just waiting on them to sort. Transcendence being very wholesome in the chat. And yeah, it looks like United States really needs to stabilize now. Need to get a few points out of South Korea. It might be possible, because these pools have a very high wildcard factor, because misses can happen almost anywhere. But also, I'm just they had so many potential picks that were just wasted. Simple mistakes. It's just really unfortunate. It seems like South Korea is overall looking a bit more consistent, even if they are lacking in a fair bit of departments that the United States is otherwise capable in. So right now we're just waiting on the lobby to start. It's going to start in 10 seconds. And we are going into the match. Alright, got a bit of... Section is pretty easy, got a bit of column for Jax here and there. And Jax starting to become more and more commonplace. They are not as fast enough to cause trouble for either of these teams, really. But I do think that the shot is going to become a lot more interesting as we go on. Stupid Man finding himself a miss, which means that it is in South Korea's favor right now. And Toph32 missing.
Another one. Yep, that is 2 misses for the United States against 0 from Korea. But Drasen's just got destroyed by that section, actually. He drops his accuracy a lot, but so does Top Daddy. And drops his combo alongside that accuracy. So Korea's gonna maintain that lead, at least for now, with Saros and Jill just doing really well themselves on this.
Lil Rich is actually doing really well for himself. Almost 99.5, which is the lobby lead right now at least.
He's keeping the Team US afloat with his performance. Unfortunately for him, last time he had this issue at the intro, but definitely showing us now that the nerves are not a thing for him. The pressure is not really working against him. He just fully recovered from that, thankfully. And he's the only full combo left in the United States here. The only one of the 3 full combos left in the entire lobby here. They had that break time where they could see Saros and Yo full comboing. But they can also probably tell that the score difference is not that big right now.
I do think that the shot does get mildly more crazy. Joel did drop a bit of accuracy on these rolls. He's releasing a bit late, which means that his accuracy is going down. Yeah, true. Seems like that section was particularly tricky for a lot of these players.
Now into long nose section here, a bit of a slowdown there, no drops whatsoever, but the score gap is staying the same really. There's not much of a difference here. In terms of accuracy, that is, we catch the Transcendence off guard a little bit, but the accuracy on the long nose was dropped a bit as well by the United States. Score gap is not all that far apart here. They are very close, and the ending has some tricky SVs that could definitely make up for this difference.
Indeed.
Stupid Man now drops though.
Stupid Man making the score difference increase, which is pretty unfortunate because it is just no.
Sarah's now traced, but it's gonna be enough. I don't think so. The accuracy. I
don't know. Actually, Sarah's struggling. Oh my
god! Sarah's just got dunked by that SV on the 3rd and 4th column, and the score gap is now extremely close. But that miss from Toph it's gonna trade the combo difference between these 2 teams here. But it is so close. It gets to this ending with these SVs. Oh no! This is gonna do it.
Is this enough?
In this end. Oh my god! This is gonna go to the water. The US is thinking.
It is flickering. It is.
Oh, Sarah's
Oh no! Sarah's crowd.
Drop the ball and the point for the United States. What just happened?
Insane.
What? How did you miss there, Saros? What have you done? No way! United States takes this. 939 points. They take it. How? How did that happen?
Points difference at finals. We can't stress enough how insane that is. What we just witnessed. I was right at a couple of ending notes there
literally
too.
The last 2 notes. It was like in between the last 5-10 notes maybe. South Korea had the lead, but then that miss from Saros on the 1-4 long note, he overhauled and drops for the win to the United States. Now it's 3-5, and Korea has to pick. And considering the last choice, I'm not sure if they're confident with anything left in the pool.
Yeah, that might be the case. I think that they'll either go for Violent Arcade or the Zero Arbitrator, I think.
Yeah, they just have to go for the Azure Arbitrator here. I still do not know why they have not gone for that yet. They could even go for Syntha some phone or whatever it is called that.
That
But
might also
it would
be
be
good
fine.
for them, but it is pretty short from what I remember, and it also has particularly tricky section as is usual for Gekido Venetian SNAS shots. There's a lot of picks that they could do, but I think that they're just they're going with, as we said, the Venetian SNAS Synthasophone. How do I pronounce that?
Synthasophone. This is gonna get clipped. This is 100% getting clipped.
Yeah, hello, clipping people. How do you enjoy me saying phone over and over again? I was going insane just saying that strange word over and over again. Phone. It sounds like symphonist, kind of. What? Just waiting for the lobby to start. What do you expect will happen here?
Well, this is a bit dangerous, I think, because it's very short, and I believe Toph has a very respectable score on this. It mostly comes down to Cell, I think, on this map. Cell, maybe Toph as well. If they can have like good runs on this, I think United States has a chance here. Transcendence has not been very consistent today. He's definitely feeling the tournament nerves. Kalkai has not been very consistent. Cyrus is not playing this, which means that Korea's accuracy is going to be a bit lower than what we see usually. So it's mostly on Geol's hands to perform well against Lil Richie. And then it's just, is Toph going to have a good run and therefore outperform Transcendence with his nerves? Or will he struggle, or will Cell struggle? It's mostly going to come down to that, I think. And Toph actually had a rough start here, or no, he did not. It was just the client.
It's just the client again, fooling us. I was actually
does have a very bad start though here on 98 already.
Oh no, yeah, this is shopping.
This is a brutal map though.
Probably
the hardest map of the pool.
Difficult to accuracy. And these trails just continuing forever.
Richie dropping there onto the 97 now, Cell is. And Joe is just casually, 99.5 on this.
Yeah, it's no biggie for him. So, yeah, it seems like those two misses are really going to hurt, because South Korea they're out for blood.
Oh, they definitely are here, and this map is brutal. Toph Daddy actually struggling really hard on that section, so is Cell, but as well Kalkai on the Korean team, but this favors over all the Asians here, as they're gonna take a huge lead here with only a third of the map remaining. Toph again drops once more, and I don't think there's a way out here. Korea's just gonna take this convincingly, and I'm surprised they did not pick this before.
Indeed,
Double miss
it
there,
is a bit risky, but it seems like
the
United States is really uncomfortable on this map. And in general, I think a lot of the picking should be about comfort mainly, and not necessarily what...
Oh, that's a disgusting score by Joel and Kalkai as well. What in the world is wrong with those two people? 13 200s and 11 200s for both of them. That's just insane. You combine those two 200 counts and it's still better than any of the players in the United States.
Indeed. That is so good for them. They just need one more point. There is still chance for United States to make a potential reverse, not really reverse
well,
sweep.
It would be a reverse sweep, but it will be a comeback here. Now we're on match point. Korea's on triple match point. They just need to win one more time, and they are through. They knocked down the United States out of the tournament, and they will face Thailand for the top 3 spot. But before that, US has to pick. They still have 2 long no picks open, both Raleigh and Lancelot.
I'm surprised that Lancelot has been going so far without
going
being
for Asset Trader.
Yeah, they go
What
for
is wrong?
Trader. Why? They had Lancelot right there. It's right in front of you. It's right in front of your face. I don't get it.
Yeah, even Korea's confused about this pick. I am as confused as they are.
Yeah, I'm just as confused as you.
They're gonna be playing the consistency, I think, here. Like, US, obviously, Tofa's not gonna play this, but it's gonna be Cell, Stupid Man, and Little Richie. And I'll argue Cell has been doing a little bit better than what I expected, genuinely.
Yeah,
he had a little bit of drops issues, but his raw physical strength, like on maps like this, is definitely gonna make it count. Like, this is it's actually 6 minutes long map, and Korea has dropped in the past. The accuracies are looking really good when it comes to extremely fast and very techy things, but their stamina maybe not looking too hot on the maps we saw previously. Like this Nomia being the first one that comes to mind. So going for this is the United States. Yeah, Tornado as well, you're right. And US going for this, maybe a bit of a Hail Mary. Maybe they're just trying to avoid Alliance as much as they possibly can. Maybe they're not feeling very confident on it. And if you take long notes out of the equation, this is pretty much the only pick that US has left. So we'll see if it works. They will need probably legendary runs, though. I think this favors Korea regardless. They will need legendary runs.
They're going to need probably some kind of FC play. If just one player manages
I don't think we're going to see FC on this.
Yeah, it's probably going to be much easier said than done because
if we see NFC here, I'm just done. I'll leave my room and won't come back until we see Brazil versus Japan.
Actually, let's make a bet on that. If someone FCs, you'll retire from commentating.
Okay, let's go. I will not be commentating the grand finals if someone FCs this.
Okay, let's see.
Just a single player. So far, they're proving me wrong though. 6-way FC here, really good.
But also this
Little Richie being the first one to drop though. And
5 out of 6, and that's 4 out of 6. So yeah, in general, this shot is just.
If there's actually one player that could potentially FC this, I'll say it's Joe. So we definitely have to be careful about him, or I have to rather.
Yeah. They're doing pretty good, I gotta say. Yo, 99.8. How do you do that?
Stupid Man was not a little bit rusty because I think he is. He could probably FC this as well, but we'll have to see. Korea so far triple FC.
That's actually really good because this shot is just really long. So if you can,
there's the miss by Joe.
Yeah, that's the first by South Korea.
They have the superior accuracy though overall here, the Koreans that is, so even if they drop one more time, which made them equal in terms of misses, it'll probably not be enough for the US to recover. And there's a miss as well from Cell now, trading that drop from Gio and his Transcendence, and Kalkai who are holding the full combos here for Korea against Stupid Man's singular FC for the United States. And this is a do or die for the US. Actually, every single point from now on is a do or die for the United States.
Indeed it is, because South Korea just needs one more point, and they are looking really hungry for that number 3 spot. 2
FCs so far, although now one being dropped by Kalkai. It is only Transcendence and Stupid Man. And Transcendence drops.
Transcendence drops, leaving up the Stupid Man.
Okay, this is the hardest part of the chart probably, as Kalkai is dropping up as well. Transcendence. Everybody on Korea is just dropping here, and the US is just comboing through this, but Stupid Man draws no more full combos on the table.
No full combos, so Juan 1, I mean, will
Good, I'm good. But Kaka is dropping. I'm mostly gonna focus on this now. My bet doesn't matter at all anymore.
Yeah.
Can the US take this back though? Kalkai is the only one who has not reached the combo cap yet, but the accuracy is just so much better for the Koreans than from the United States here that regardless of the misses, Korea's just gonna stay ahead.
And also, this is like, I should say, this is like the own, yeah, Transcendence just misses. I should say that that's the only just section where the maps kind of slows down, but it does not go on for long, and Transcendence, I think, was lured into a false sense of security there, because he just immediately missed as soon as it was getting dense.
Yeah, and Joel now dropping a little bit here on this more denser section as well. The United States is starting to slowly pull ahead. That was a miss by Kalkai, and the scores are
and the scores are now in favor of the United States. They just need to keep it together.
That's gonna be a hard. And Stupid Man drops twice, gives the lead back to Korea. So drops as well, and Korea now back again on a very good lead once more. And Stupid Man drops a single more time. He's in the 99. Joel trace, but yes, Stupid Man is just not holding it. His stamina is just
his
here.
Stamina
Transcendence is dropping a lot as well, but at this point the lead got very significant for Korea. They will need a huge drop again. They had that opportunity right there. They just needed to hold until this point where they can have a bit of a breathe room. But at this point, I don't think US has enough time. Like, they are behind in terms of combo. They need Korea to collapse, and even if they do, there's not much more map left. Sure, this is a long map, but the score difference is about 20,000, maybe slightly less than that, and 20,000 on a 6-minute shot is just impossible to recover from. This might be the end of the path for the United States. As Cell drops once more, traces the miss with Transcendence. Korea with an insane accuracy here by Joel. Although the Richie has his best with a very, very good combo here, is not gonna be enough.
They're not faced by the misses at all. They still keep their accuracy as high as ever. And yeah, that just seals the deal, because Cell and Stupid Man misses right at the end. And that is unfortunately going to the United States' loss. And congratulations to South Korea for winning yet another final match. This was definitely just an all-around cursed match, I gotta say. Because
I wouldn't say so, really. I think it was mostly just that one map that the United States lost, and that's obviously gonna hurt them a lot. Like, the game will not be over by then had that not been the case. But in general, I think that went fairly smoothly otherwise, right? Korea just played really well today. They didn't need to force themselves out of their comfort zone with long notes, which is probably what they were mostly afraid of when it comes to the United States. And they just took that chance and ran away with it. They won the match finally. Very good performance, very solid scores overall, and some of the picks ended up being extremely close. The last hybrid was decided by less than 1,000 points. We had Dysnomia being decided by less than 4,000. I believe there was one more that was decided by less than 3,000. So overall, it has been an insanely close match. Could have been anyone's game here, but at the end of the day, the scores favored Korea more times than when it did to the United States, and they are the victorious. They are the winners of this clash of titans in the losers bracket. Unfortunately, the US will have to leave the tournament as top 6, while Korea will be facing Thailand tomorrow.
Yeah.
For the spot on the podium, on the top 3 here at 12 UTC.
Wouldn't really say that was cursed. Maybe it was the wrong word, but it was certainly something. There was a lot of things that I did not expect to happen that did happen. It was just all around, I guess crazy would be the better word for that. It was a crazy game. And again, really well played from both of these teams. Korea really showing up this time around, really putting on that consistency. And yeah, now we're going to be seeing Brazil versus Japan, I think, is the next
That is
match.
correct. That will be in an hour exactly, or actually an hour and 6 minutes, where we will see the winners bracket final. Those two teams, Brazil and Japan, who already secured themselves a spot on the top 3, will be facing each other for a spot on the top 2 on the grand finals next weekend. The loser, of course, will be facing whoever wins the match between Thailand and South Korea next match after Brazil-Japan. So that will be tomorrow at 12 UTC. Or actually, yes, it will be 12 UTC Sunday. I'm not sure if it is tomorrow, because I think it's already tomorrow for UTC. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It is Sunday, 12 UTC.
So yeah, see ya then. I hope these next matches are going to be just as good as this one.
I hope so. I hope so. At least Brazil, Japan, who's the one that's coming right after, is definitely looking really, really promising. So you all stay around for 1 more hour. We're gonna cut the stream, unfortunately, but we'll be back. We'll be back for more winners bracket action.
Yeah, we'll be back with more content. It's more action. And we'll be signing out. See you guys, and take care.